हेलो फ्रेंड्स, वेलकम बैक। पिछले डिस्कशन में हम लोगों ने पढ़ा था मॉडरेट और एक्सट्रीमिस्ट के बारे में कि नेशनल मूवमेंट को दोनों ही टाइप के लीडर्स से किस प्रकार से आगे बढ़ने में सहायता मिली, उन लोगों के लिमिटेशंस क्या थे, उन लोगों की स्ट्रेंथ क्या थी, उन लोगों की अचीवमेंट क्या थे, एंड लेटर ऑन फाइनली वी जस्ट मेड एन असेसमेंट रिगार्डिंग बोथ सॉर्ट ऑफ लीडर्स. So as you are aware that moderate extremists and the talks of partition of Bengal and the Swadeshi movement, these are some sort of, I would say कि ये चीज़ें तीनों साइमल्टेनियसली साथ साथ चल रही थी. अगर मैं कहूँ कि स्वदेशी मूवमेंट का जेनेसिस पार्टीशन ऑफ बंगाल में था और पार्टीशन ऑफ बंगाल एक्चुअली रिलेटेड था विद द sort of new politics that was being propounded in the lands of India, like from extremists and the moderates. So इसी डिस्कशन में थोड़ा आगे समझते हुए हम लोग आगे बढ़ते हैं. Let's talk about the partition of Bengal first. The provincial state of Bengal that had an area of 1,89,000 square miles and it had a population of nearly 8 crores. इसमें हिंदी स्पीकिंग लोग भी थे, बिहार के थे, इसमें उड़िया स्पीकिंग लोग भी थे एंड आसामी स्पीकिंग रीजन के भी लोग थे आसाम से. सो इस तरीके से कुल मिला के दैट वाज अ वेरी ह्यूज एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव एंटिटी टू बी एडमिनिस्टर्ड. सो इसके अलावा अगर देखा जाए तो कलकत्ता ही कैपिटल थी फॉर द एंटायर ब्रिटिश इंडिया. So, with the growing efforts of the Indian National Congress and to secure the independence of India, the ब्रिटिश एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर्स ने क्या सोचा कि अगर हम इस बंगाल के पार्टीशन को कर देते हैं तो इट विल वीक द सो कॉल्ड influence of the moderates or the extremists, and they can in turn weaken the national movement itself as a whole. So because Bengal was the nerve center for all the Indian nationalist related activities, so they decided to get rid of this active nerve center by inflicting a partition on Bengal. So, with the real objective as the second one, like to that was to weak the national movement as such. But Lord Curzon declared that the administration problem was the major reason behind the partition of Bengal. So, Lord Curzon decided to partition Bengal into two entities. First, we'll talk about the Dhaka and the Calcutta-based two Bengals, but this partition would actually result in Muslim majority in the eastern half, that is today's Bangladesh almost, and the Hindu majority in the western half, the almost the same territories coinciding with this present-day West Bengal, more or less, not entirely. So, इससे Curzon ने सोचा that he hoped that this would reduce the administrative pressure as well as divide the populations on the religious grounds. So it will altogether quell the Indian independence movement. So you can see here the reasons for partition was purely, and more of them were purely political. So actually scene क्या था कि Hindus, they were in a better position for terms of, you can see in terms of economic status, in terms of professional qualities, etc., than their Muslim counterparts. So, जब पहले mutiny हुई थी, the pre-Sepoy mutiny period, these section of Hindu traders, जो उस समय वहाँ थोड़ा सा economically advanced थे, इन्होंने they helped greatly to the British administrator while suppressing the this mutiny. So their Muslim counterparts actually didn't help in that way as such. So the British, they were angry. So with the spread of Western educated Hindus, they made a big wave, but the Muslims could not. So a sense of deprivation crept in within Muslims. So perhaps that sense was deprivation was perhaps engineered by the British. So when this discontentment grew in the Muslims, जब उनके अंदर ये असंतोष की भावना और ज़्यादा बढ़ गई, so Britishers they capitalized on this their sense of deprivation. तो अब आता है पार्टीशन। पार्टीशन बंगाल का 1905 में अक्टूबर 16 को वायसराय कर्जन द्वारा प्रस्तावित कर दिया गया और वो दैट वाज ब्रॉट इनटू द इफेक्ट। सो अभी तक जो पुराना बंगाल प्रोविंस था उसको अब दो भागों में इन लोगों ने डिवाइड कर दिया। It comprises Western Bengal as well as the province of Bihar and Orissa as well as we learned earlier. So अब नए बंगाल की जो पॉपुलेशन थी, इट वाज लाइक बंगाल दैट कंप्राइजिंग वेस्टर्न बंगाल एज वेल एज द प्रोविंस ऑफ बिहार एंड उड़ीसा एज वेल। बिहार और उड़ीसा भी उस समय वेस्टर्न बंगाल में थे एंड इट्स कैपिटल वाज कलकत्ता। And the second part was East Bengal and Assam with a population of almost 31 million people and with its capital at Dhaka. So, state का जो partition that was intended to curb the Bengali influence as such. तो इन लोगों ने क्या किया, बंगालीज को बंगाल में ही ईस्ट बंगाल में और वेस्ट बंगाल में माइनॉरिटी में लाकर खड़ा कर दिया। सो इसने जेनेसिस, इसने शुरुआत की आपका स्वदेशी मूवमेंट का। स्वदेशी मूवमेंट जैसा हम लोगों ने जाना कि इसके जेनेसिस एंटी पार्टीशन मूवमेंट में थे, लोगों के सेंटिमेंट्स बहुत ज़्यादा एग्रीव थे। सो इट स्टार्टेड विद द पार्टीशन ऑफ बंगाल by the Viceroy of India of those times, Lord Curzon, 1905, and it continued up to 1911. So it was the most successful of, you can say, the most successful of pre-Gandhian movements. और इसके मेन आर्किटेक्ट अगर देखा जाए तो अरबिंदो घोष थे, बाल गंगाधर तिलक थे, बिपिन चंद्र पाल और लाला लाजपत राय के साथ वीओ चिदम्बरम पिल्लाई भी इनके साथ थे। सो though it was affected in 1905, the partition proposals, वो ऐसा नहीं था कि 1905 में एक रात आप सुबह सोकर उठते हैं तो यू आर हैविंग अ प्रपोजल फॉर पार्टीशन ऑफ बंगाल, नहीं, ऐसा नहीं था। 1903 से ही पार्टीशन की बात चल रही थी। So therefore, since 1903, there was a prepared ground for the launch of Swadeshi movement. So in its first phase, that is 1903 to 1905, moderate ways of petition and praying, they were like in full sway, but they could not stop, the moderate ways could not stop the partition of Bengal. So strange and strong. Earlier, why I'm saying strange? Because this sort of brotherhood against, as this as we saw in the wake of this moment, इससे पहले ऐसा देखने के लिए नहीं मिला था. And strong it was because it was on a very large and huge scale. So strong and strange sense of unity among the Bengalis that was fostered. It was fostered by their regional independence. We want to be independent in our own province. So the cultural development of 19th century plus the spread of Western education along with the Hindu revivalist mood that gave birth to a vehement, a large resistance. So that is it for the beginning of Swadeshi movement, and we'll see in further discussion regarding the nature of Swadeshi movement, its fallout and its samitis and all that stuff. Till then, I really thank you for watching this video and stay connected on our website, that is www.decipheries.com, along with your suggestions. Till then, thank you, take care, and bye-bye.